The following video is sponsored by Typhur, but all the opinions are my own. So earlier this year, our family relocated from Oakland, California to Highlands Ranch, Colorado. We've had to make a lot of adjustments since moving out here, but we are thankful for all the ways we've been provided for and for all the doors that have been open to us. But one of the biggest adjustments for me is how I've had to adjust my approach to smoking meats. Many already know that baking is different at sea level versus being a mile high, but these factors also affect how we smoke barbecue at 5,800 feet in elevation versus sea level back in Oakland. One of the main reasons is that water boils at 199 degrees Fahrenheit here versus roughly 212 at sea level. This means the conventional wisdom of smoking your brisket up to 205 doesn't apply here, since you'll be boiling off any remaining moisture at that point. Now, I was churning out some pretty good barbecue back in Oakland and doing it consistently, but now I'm having to track my temps more carefully again so I can adjust for the increase in elevation. And if you're curious, since moving out here, I've had to lower my cooking temps, spritz more frequently, wrap sooner, and rest longer than what I was used to doing. So when Typhur reached out to do another collaboration, I was pretty quick to say yes. First, because I'm always looking for better meat thermometers, and two, I had pretty good experiences with their Instaprobe thermometer. Plus, they've also been super chill about me sharing my honest and unfiltered thoughts about their gear. So there are a handful of features that I feel like makes this Typhur Sync stand out more so than the other meat thermometers that I've tried. The first thing is that the base unit can actually work as a standalone unit because it has a digital display and 3 buttons to help navigate everything. So I can go ahead and monitor and set up my cooks even without using the Typhur mobile app. The second feature is that unlike most of the wireless meat thermometers out there, these probes, and I don't know if the showcase thing will show, but these probes actually have 5 sensors built in. It has one up the top for ambient temperatures, and there are 4 internal meat temperature sensors right here. And the way the algorithm works is once you go ahead and slide that into the brisket or pork shoulder, whatever you're cooking, it will read those 4 temperature sensors and the algorithm will kick back the lowest reported temperature on there, which is pretty slick. Okay, so coming back to this base unit, so not only does it have the digital display that makes it a receiver for your 2 probes, but it also has the ability to work as your Wi-Fi bridge. So it'll hook up to your existing Wi-Fi network and it'll transmit the data it's getting from the probe to the receiver into your Wi-Fi, so you can pretty much monitor your cook from anywhere. So the last thing I'll touch on is the Typhur app. So if you don't want to use the base unit as a standalone unit and just monitor from there, you can actually unlock a lot more features by opening up the Typhur app on your phone. Through the Typhur app, you can not only monitor your internal temps, external temps, there's a graph there, but you can also create a series of alerts that I touched on earlier. So for example, if your target cook is 199 degrees and that's when you want to finish, you can actually go in and say, hey, at 100 degrees, I want to set an alert to remind me to spritz the piece of meat that I'm working on. Or you can set it up for 145 and say, this is the temperature I want to wrap at, so alert me at 145. But you can set a series of alerts in there, not just one, but a series of them, however you need for your cook. For my first cook test with the Typhur Sync, I threw on 2 boneless pork shoulders I got from Costco. Now, I personally wouldn't recommend using boneless pork shoulders for smoking, since the edges tend to get pretty dried out, but this is what they had available. So once you have the Sync charged up, all you have to do is remove the probe and set the target temperature on the base unit. If you're using the free Typhur app, you can set your temperatures there and also create specific alerts for meat and ambient temps too. So this cook took about 11 hours total on the smoker. I wrapped the shoulders in foil when they reached around 168 internal, which is much higher than I intended. I usually wrap pork shoulders here around 160 max to maintain moisture, but I got a little distracted doing some housework. So after the shoulders hit close to 199 internal, I pulled them both off the smoker and allowed them to rest until they were in the 160s. From there, I moved them into my oven to hold overnight. Alright everybody, so it is almost 7:30 a.m. That means I have put the Typhur Sync through about 21 hours of cook time on the probes at least. I did have to plug the base back in just to get it charging. The app itself, hopefully that comes into focus, still shows my data, and the internal temp is hovering around 156 on both, ambient temperature around 173, which is very impressive. So I'm about to pull out these pork shoulders right now. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these 2 probes out and then shred this up and then season it. All right, here we go. Oh, love this part. Yeah. All right, y'all, we're about to start our Thanksgiving festivities here. So let me wrap up this video here and share some closing thoughts on the Typhur Sync. So first off, there are a lot of wireless meat thermometer probes out there on the market. So the question that I would like to answer for everybody is the Typhur Sync worth $229 retail when you have a lot of options out there from $70 to $120 currently? And I would say yes. Not because this video is sponsored. I'm planning on using it as my standalone wireless meat thermometer setup. So the reason why is because, one, all those wireless meat thermometer probes, they usually sell $70 to $120 each. They usually have half-baked apps, and I can't stand half-baked apps that are very glitchy, they're hard to navigate and things like that. Some of the units that I have, I won't name names, also require me to go out and buy a Wi-Fi repeater so that I can monitor my temperature beyond just 50 or 100 feet of the probe. So the Typhur Sync comes with 2 probes. It comes with your Wi-Fi repeater built in. It comes with the base unit that charges it, with the display unit on there, so I can use it as a standalone unit. It's got 5 temperature sensors within one probe, which I understand is now kind of the new standard that's going to be coming out. So that is pretty impressive. And so none of the wireless meat thermometer probes I currently own have that technology built in. They're definitely a lot older, which is why I'll be retiring them for the Typhur Sync here. So anyways, those are my thoughts. If you are watching this video at the time of release, which is near Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Typhur is also running a 20% off Black Friday special. So I think you can get that on Amazon.com and you can get it on the Typhur website as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope everyone has a wonderful, blessed Thanksgiving. And until next time, who's smoking?